welcome everyone to the beginner's room with me today. It's Wednesday, and this is when we talk about finding high probability trades. What we need to do to find better quality trades. Okay, so this is what we're going to be talking about in the class today. If you tune in and you have a question, use the chat box, whether you're joining me from the YouTube or you're joining on XM Live Room. Beginner's room, please do well to use the chat box. Ask me your questions, and I'm here ready and willing to answer all of them. All right. So, welcome, everyone. We are going to be looking at some of the pairs I have ongoing at the moment. I have Euro AUD. I entered yesterday. I did a buy because I had seen that although we were initially in a downtrend, the price started to move and change direction. If you look at it from here, there are patterns that are mainly reversal patterns. We have what looks like head and shoulder down here. Let's move the bid, consolidated, push down. We have again a double bottom. All of these are bullish patterns for a reversal when the price has been in a downtrend for some times and changing direction to move up. We're going to see this. Then after this small double bottom here, price moved up and then it started to push down like this. However, if you look at how it is moving also, you would see that, yes, it's moving to the downside gradually. It doesn't have a lot of momentum, right? Just one bullish candle here. All of these candles have not been able to take it out entirely. What that means is it's forming a pattern that we can call um, a bullish flag. Okay. So when we have that kind of pattern, what do we expect? That the price is going to move up to the downside. And that's why I entered yesterday somewhere here to do a buy, and I'm expecting that the price would continue to the upside. So that's something I'm paying attention to see price, how price is going to move. However, if it goes against me, I also have protected my account by having in place a stop loss down here. Okay, so if the price would at some point close above the my trend line, the resistance trend line, I'd expect that it continues to move to the upside, because that would see me give me another um, pattern, that is now fulfilled with a close above the trend line. Also, a close above the slow moving averages on this 4 hour time frame. All right, so that's something I am looking at. For oil, the contract finish, I had a buy earlier somewhere around there. Then it began to move up. However, when the contract finished, it pushed me out. Now, I entered this again earlier today, and I'm expecting that it's likely going to continue to the upside. Task. If you look at the higher time frame on the weekly, what do we have? Price had moved down at some point, but then it formed a reversal pattern here and it begins to go to the upside. I also saw the rejection of the bearish move around the moving averages like 2 weeks ago. Last week looked bullish, so in that case, I expect that the price is likely going to continue to move to the upside and at least get back to this last resistance level here. And that is why I entered again for that long trade, expecting that the price is likely going to continue at least toward this last high on the daily time frame. Okay, but those are the trades I have at the moment ongoing with me. I have GBP cards that have been there for some times now. GBP card, I've entered that earlier than the two other ones, and that is a sell because I'm expecting the price to continue to the downside. It started the bearish push. If you look at the daily time frame, you would see strong downtrend, like an impulse move to the downside. Is looking like a correction. And as the price corrected up, what do we have? Yeah, we seem to have what looks like a double top there. So let's see the 4-hour time frame. We have what looks like a double top pattern, and a double top pattern is also a reversal pattern from the small uptrend into a downtrend. And because we already have a downtrend, which looks like the ruling trend, so there's possibility that it continues to the downside, and that's why when I saw this move, we had a break below the double top here. So this was what the double top looks like. We had a break below the neckline of the double top with this bearish candle, and all of these are still looking to me more like correction, right? And I very much will look at them as correction, because if you look at all of these candles we have here, how many are there? Um, We have 18 bars that have been correcting against this one bar. They haven't been able to take out this one that I would see mainly as like the mother bar. So what that means is that this the direction still quite points to the downside, and that's why I did a sell. Well, it's possible that it continues to the upside, and that's why I also have a stop loss above there. Now, so what the question is, what helped me to be able to find all of these trades? How do I analyze the market to find trades that are of better quality? We all know that there are times that you're going to take trades and they will go against you. It's your stop loss. We want to reduce that and increase wins, right? So what we can do in such situation to increase our win is taking a look at the trades we've taken in the past, right? So I want to be able to go back in history and say, okay, the trades I took in the past, the ones that were successful, what did I do? The ones that were not, that didn't go my way, what were the things, what did I make some mistakes, or was it that the market condition just changed, but I had followed my rules entirely? If you are trading a strategy that you've tested in the past and they've been, a very splendid one, you've tested the strategy, you've back tested for tested them, and you've seen that they are profitable strategy, but now you're trading the strategies and you are realizing that they are not giving you um, good result after you start trading them. What is important is for you to look back and say, okay, what did I do that is causing these losses, or what am I supposed to do that I didn't do? So you have rules already. Perhaps by the time you've done your back test, you've done your forward test, you've been able to see, okay, if I see this pattern, say that I'm looking at this double top. I say, okay, for me to enter, there must have been a break below the neckline at all before I enter at all. So if I go through my trades, like I go through the trades I've taken, which are not successful, and I realize that most of the time, I do my entry before it breaks the neckline. And before, if they don't break the neckline, there is possibility that when they go here, they make a low that is low higher than the last, and then they push up and give us a new high and continue to the upside, forming an uptrend, right? So in that case, what will I do? I'll say, okay, since I made most of this trade without following the rules entirely, I need to start following my rules. Okay. So it's quite important to have that. And so, what are some of the rules I have in place in order for me to ensure that I'm taking better quality trades? This is what the class is all about today. So I have some of them, like a 5-step rules that I take, that I follow in order to ensure that I'm taking high probability trades. So let's look at the 5-step test to making high probability trades. The first one is my setup. The setup has to be the basic condition that has to be present in order for me to consider the trade in the first place at all. So if I am someone who love to trade using trend, I love to follow trend. What do I do? Then a trend has to be present at all before I trade. Okay. If my reason for trading is not present, I'm not going to trade that particular instrument. So what do I mean by that? What's my reason for trading? If I go to my chart, in this case, I have a pattern here. And for trading that pattern at all, I have to see that the pattern has really been, there's a breakout below the neckline in the first place before I consider trading it at all. If I am looking that there has to be a trend in order for me to trade, when I look at it, what is this trend? Usually, by the time I go to my chart, I'm trying to consider what is the trend. So as we talk, let's use other instruments as, for example, in our analysis. So maybe using that, we may end up getting something that we are going to trade with. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and I can see that we have um, an uptrending market. Okay, so the price has been moving up, it's been trending for quite a while, it has trended up. Now the price has moved like this, closed this low, pushed up a little bit, closed, giving us like equal low again, and then now it's like giving us equal high. So it looks like the market is beginning to range or consolidate around this area. What would give me an impression that this is ready to continue moving? Maybe if it breaks higher. At this time, we're already at 149.73. A lot of people believe that when the price gets to 150, there's likely going to be an intervention. So because of that, many people are careful doing a buy around there. I am looking at it too. The price is in an uptrend. Do I want to continue buying now that it is ranging? Well, maybe if I see a breakout above the 150 area, I may say, okay, there's an opportunity to continue to buy. But as long as the price remain inside of that range and it didn't break out above that area, then I think I will just wait and see a break, whether to the down or to the upside. If it begins to push to the downside, I may at what kind of candle I'm seeing, maybe from a lower time frame perspective, see the kind of candlestick that is closing there. If there is a big candle showing maybe um, an event or an intervention that is changing the narrative of the trend, then I'm going to look at also trading according to the new trend I feel we're going to see in the market. Okay. Hello, Nandam. Good to have you here. How do you think about Nigerian economy for new beginners to fund their account with the situation for now? I need your advice. Well, the class isn't for Nigerian economy. Today's class, we are talking about finding high probability trades. So if you're looking to fund your account, I would say that maybe you should reach out to um, your account officer or do a chat from the site. They are going to give you an answer, but I may not be able to divert the topic of today's class into discussing the country's economy. All right. Although we can talk about some of the ones we are trading in the market today and see how they are moving. All right. Okay. Um, so let's proceed. So we're looking at this area, and I say I'm looking at if there is a trend pattern there present. Is there a trend here? I really can't see because the market is ranging. So if I'm unable to find the trend, then I would prefer to continue um to wait for it to move out of this area for me to really see that the trend is, it's in the box right now. If there's a breakout above here and I see a higher high, it tells me that this is continuing the uptrend. If it breaks below and I see a lower low, then I can say, okay, this is giving us a downtrend, and that way I would be able to find a trade in that regard. All right. Um, So I'm going to take another one. I'm going to look at another instrument. In this case, we have gold, and gold is what do we call the trend now? It was bearish initially, but it has turned into a bullish trend because when this was pushing down, we had an high here. We've passed that area now. The price has moved past the high. We are now around a resistance level. Okay, we are around the level of resistance, and there's possibility that the price would maybe correct from here or break it out. Okay,